You're watching The Ryan Silverfield Show, presented by AutoZone.
Unfortunately, that's 2 losses in a row for the Tigers as they fall at East Carolina. We'll look back at the game against the Pirates, give you an inside look at the Director of Operations for the program, and preview a trip to the Big Easy. It's the Ryan Silverfield Show. Let's go.
The game is on.
The Ryan Silverfield Show is presented by AutoZone. When you've got car trouble, you want help from number one. So if you've got a battery problem, head to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone, AutoZone. And by Conway Services, the official HVAC partner of Tiger Athletics. Chick-fil-A, we didn't invent chicken, just the chicken sandwich. RJ Young, technology solutions that power your business. Tennessee Lottery, turning dollars into dreams.
For the second straight year, ECU is too much for Memphis as the Tigers fall to the Pirates once again. Hi, everyone. I'm Matt Infield. Jarvis and Dave have the night off. Let's take a look at the highlights from this one. The Tigers won the last time these two teams played in Greenville back in 2018. Memphis was rolling early, scoreless first quarter when Asa Martin dashed up the middle and into the end zone from 4 yards out. Second straight week with a tutty for him, 7-0 Memphis. Now up 10-0 in the second quarter. Bubble screen goes to Eddie Lewis, and the Harlem native powering his way across the plane for 6. Second touchdown of the season for him, and it's all good for Memphis. Tigers up 17-0. Now 20-13 in the third quarter. Seth Hennigan had 1 interception the entire season before this game. This one too high for Javon Ivory. Tip drill, and that's picked off. Second INT for Hennigan of the night. Julius Wood coming up with the INT, and he's taking it back for a pick 6. That 17-0 lead is gone. We're tied at 20. Tied at 23 with under 2 to play in the fourth quarter. The Tigers let Keaton Mitchell walk in for the touchdown to save some time on the clock. Pirates up 30-23 with just over a minute left. Seth Hennigan and Joseph Skates kept cool under pressure when the time called for it. With 19 seconds left, the two connect on the game-tying 13-yard touchdown. We're going to overtime. We went to 4 overtimes to be exact. After the second OT, it's just 2-point conversions back and forth. Pirates convert in the fourth OT. Holton Ahlers to CJ Johnson. So Memphis has to match to keep it going. Hennigan with time, but he overshoots Caden Prieskorn as the Tigers fall in 4 overtimes to the Pirates, 47-45. Let's get some post-game chatter.
I think the biggest thing for us right now is playing a complete game for all 4 quarters. And, that's one of the things we're not doing. We're seeing flashes of some really good stuff. And the ups and downs, it's just finding consistency, right? You can sit there and say the defense played a really good first half and did a lot of things. But, at the end, just didn't find a way to close in on the run and finish the way we need to. And then offensively, had to rely on some explosives and be able, rather than be able to rely on the run game. Of course, obviously they were blitzing pretty high percentage. We just got to find ways to take advantage of that inconsistent team.
We always do 7-shot, which is a period in practice where we practice 2-point plays for this scenario exactly. That one specifically was our 3rd time going for 2. So we were on our 3rd 2-point play, and we were in a YY set to our left, the 2 receivers to my right, and then we had a corner and a slant, and my man side over there, and then my zone side, which was the boundary, and we had a corner by Woody, an expand hitch, and then an arrow by my back. I kind of went through my progression. Things played out the way they did.
So for the last 7 years, guys that get it done in the classroom get to wear it with them on the field. Explain the significance of that to me.
Yeah, so we have a Tiger Scholar Patch. We're one of 2 teams in the entire country that recognize academic excellence on game day. And really what that patch signifies, anybody that has over a 3.0 GPA in the classroom or has already graduated college. And so I think it's important that we're able to recognize that. And people say, why does that matter? So it's literally a patch that's on their jersey that's got some Latin in it, and it's what we call our Tiger Scholar Patch. And it's multiple reasons. One, it's a prideful deal. So our guys in the locker room know, hey, I've handled my business academically. It also helps, right? If their families are watching on ESPN or in the stands, they're quite proud of their son because he's handled what he was supposed to. And one of the reasons why we bring our guys here isn't just for football, it is for academics. And then we always talk about all these Fortune 500 companies that are up in those suites watching those guys. They're more apt to want to hire a guy that's handled his business. And then lastly, the NFL. if I'm a general manager, an NFL coach, and I say, okay, I'm interested in that guy. Oh, all right, no, he's one of those guys that does what he's supposed to on and off the field.
58 guys on this year's roster get to wear that on the field. Very good number. How much pride does that give you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm one of those head coaches, everybody in football always says, well, academics are important. We truly live it and preach it day to day with what we want it to look like here. I think one of the things I'm most proud of is, in my 2 seasons so far, going into my middle of our third season, is that we have had the highest graduation rate in back-to-back years in the conference. To me, that's something we really hold our head on. And I'm proud of our guys. We hold them accountable to the things they say they want to do. And we want to all make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to in the classroom.
Obviously, you have NFL experience, and we talked about everyone in that locker room wants to go to the NFL. The reality is, for the large majority of them, football will not be a career. How much do you lean on your experience to kind of drive that point home that you got to make sure you're getting it done academically to set yourself up for the future?
Yeah, and we talk about even in recruiting all the time. When a young man wants to come to the University of Memphis, it's not just a football decision. It's a lifetime decision of what they're going to be able to do. Everybody wants the NFL, right? You go ask our team right now, how many of you guys want to go to the NFL? They'll all raise their hands. They all think they're going to the NFL, and that's okay. You want them to have those hopes and dreams and goals, but the reality is they need to get their degree. And one of the great things about the University of Memphis is we're still top 10 in the country in internship opportunities. And so you tie that in with what we can do academically, getting those internships with all those great companies in the city of Memphis, it leads to a lot of success when it's all said and done.
Obviously, the players, it takes a lot of discipline and time management. I imagine they're not going to get a whole lot of sympathy from you because you spent your 4 years of college coaching on top of that. What did that experience teach you about time management and discipline, things that you probably still carry with you today and can pass on to your team?
Yeah, it's great. I think that's one of the things that we always talk to our guys about, especially incoming freshmen, is time management, because they all think, oh, I got this, that. We keep them on a pretty structured routine. We've got a great support staff, great coaches, great academic staff that says, okay, here's what it looks like. Here's when you need to do this. Here's what you got to do, whether it's study hall, tutors. Hey, here's what you got to practice. Here's when you lift weights. And that's been one of those things. But I think, at a young age, when I started coaching at age 18, when I was 19 years old, I couldn't go to the traditional college party, do all that stuff. I was probably upstairs breaking down film and living my dream in a different capacity. So I think that's one of those things that's teaching our guys, there's not a whole lot of time, right? Your family needs to be your number one priority, but then academics and football, after that, not a whole lot of time to focus on much else.
If you're a fan of this program, you know Jalen Allen can talk. Let's get an inside look with the senior defensive player.
I'm mic'd up today too, so I just want to, you know what I'm saying.
Shout out to the 8.
Yeah. Come on, yes sir. Big body Cam, 6'5", really 6'6".
6'8", man.
6'8", yeah, you close enough. LeBron, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Say something to the camera, man.
You like Bobby Boucher.
Okay, I said the same thing about you. This right here, this is Kobe Kingston right here in real life. I hope y'all get him with his helmet off.
Visual programs are a big deal, and there are a lot of people that make this thing go. We'll get an inside look with one of the most important people. That's coming up next.
You're watching The Ryan Silverfield Show, presented by AutoZone.
Welcome back to The Ryan Silverfield Show. There are a lot of people behind the scenes that don't get the spotlight that are critical to making sure this operation runs smoothly. One of those is Director of Operations Andrew Schneblin. We recently spent a game day with him. Let's check it out.
I'm Andrew Schneblin, Director of Football Operations at the University of Memphis. So kind of started my football career, athletics career as a student, equipment manager at the University of Iowa. Really, that's where I learned a lot of what I know about operations, had the opportunity to get involved with a lot of different things, touch many areas of the program. Through that network and the experience I had there propelled me to where I am today. And Coach Silverfield gave me the opportunity to be his Director of Football Ops, so I've been serving in that role since. So 3rd year at Memphis, and have been enjoying it a lot, and just keep trying to get better every day and just keep everything under control. Just kind of discovered early on, that I had a knack for, planning and logistics and just the behind the scenes stuff. I don't really like the spotlight. I know we're doing this interview now. But I've never really been one that, basks in the glory. I mean, I've just enjoyed, doing the things behind the scenes that matter, to put the team out there on game day. A lot of tasks that, aren't always glorious, but things that need to be done, I don't mind doing them. I enjoy my work and know it makes a difference. And it's rewarding. I know the things that I do, if I didn't do those things, the team would not be on the field on Saturdays. Typically, the day before game day, we provide the guys a snack at the facility. They do some meetings. And then we get on buses, go to Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium, and do a walkthrough that involves some former players. They talk to the guys, address them. Got some other supporters there. Highland Hundred's usually there. We talk to them.
I have to walk at 4 o'clock. I got to work, tell your boss. I've done that.
Just kind of an opportunity for us to get together, get the guys loose before the game, get back on the buses, go to the team hotel where the guys pick up their room keys and they pick up their suit that they'll wear during the day, the next day on Tiger Walk.
How y'all doing?
And they'll go to dinner. Once dinner breaks, they'll go to some additional meetings. Once those meetings break, they get a nighttime snack. We have study hall. We do, they have some free time in the evening, then we do a bed check and make sure they're all where they're supposed to be. The next day on game day, we start with a staff meeting. And then we have a player wake-up call, have breakfast. Then depending on what time kickoff is, if it's a night game, we'll have some extra time during the day, obviously. So, for instance, this week, we had extra time during the day, so we actually ate breakfast, got on buses, and bussed back to the football complex, just to get the guys the opportunity to have some more meetings in our usual meeting space, so we're not so crammed in the hotel. Threw the ball around a little bit, did some stretches. Got back on the bus to the hotel. Had another meal, had lunch, and then the guys have some downtime until the pregame meal.
Food and drink on the second floor, yeah.
And then once they eat the pregame meal, we do more meetings. And then get on the bus and drive to the stadium. Guys ready, get them out there for warm-ups, make sure the locker room's fully stocked, the air's working, make sure doors are open, just make sure people can do their job unimpeded and make sure they have everything that they need to be successful. That's a lot of what this role is just helping make sure people are where they're supposed to be and when, helping execute Coach Silverfield's vision for this program, be an extra set of eyes and ears for them and just help everyone be successful and put them in positions to be successful and give them the things they need to be successful. And, our coaches shouldn't have to worry about, doors being locked or not having the right meeting space or, there not being plenty of food. They should just be able to walk into a space and have it be ready. That's my number one goal, is just to make sure people can do what they need to do and have what they need. So I was try to approach every task that it's, every task is the most important task to me. I don't, you obviously have to have priorities, in an order of operations for doing things, but I do, I treat everything that it's like it's the most important thing I'm doing, that I'm doing it for my family. All these guys are my family. We work so closely together. I would do anything in the world for any of these people. During the game, it's really just kind of standby mode in case something happens. You know, the way the college football calendar has evolved with recruiting and just special events, where typically there's something going on every weekend. But when you have a really good staff around you, like we have at Memphis, you know, everybody pulls their weight, which is awesome. You just get used to it. You figure out how to get your things done during the day-to-day to free up time, because inevitably there's going to be things that come up that are unplanned. I mean, so many of the things I do on a daily basis, I had no idea I was going to be doing them the day before. You know, a lot of times people ask me, like, what do you do? It's like, well, basically everything besides which players we recruit and which plays we call. Trent Wilkes and Dylan Street, who helped me directly. I have a lot of trust in those guys, and they've been doing a great job. I got a shout out to my wife, Savannah. She is very patient with me. I owe everything to the wife and the family and all the staff around us. They make it all possible.
It's down to the Big Easy for another conference showdown. We'll preview Tulane. That's coming up next.
You're watching The Ryan Silverfield Show, presented by AutoZone. Let's take a look at the AutoZone road ahead.
Tulane, obviously you guys beat them last year. You haven't beaten them in New Orleans since 2016. What's that environment like, and what makes it difficult to play down there?
Heading down the Big Easy, 2:30 game, another national television game. Tulane's having one of their best seasons of all time. Coach Fritz has them rolling. It's just one of those things, you go down there and we don't play our best football. We haven't to this date, but we'll be excited. We'll be ready for that challenge ahead.
What would you say their signature is and what the fans should expect from them?
They're one of those teams that plays hard for all four quarters. They've got a quarterback that is now going on his third straight year as a starter. Started as a true freshman that's doing a lot of things at a high level. Their defense is getting a lot of takeaways this year. They're playing a complete game of football in all four quarters and all three phases, so we're going to have to bring our A game.
In the middle of a stretch of 6 straight conference games, this is the stretch that really makes or breaks your season, right? Is this fun, or is this just kind of pure angst right now?
Well, look, you got to enjoy every moment of this. It's another opportunity, another conference game against an opponent that we've got a great history against, a great rivalry. Obviously, we need to go play better football down in the New Orleans.
That was tonight's AutoZone Road Ahead. AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination and official sponsor of Tiger Athletics. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Here's hoping New Orleans treats the Tigers better than it has in recent years. We'll wrap up the show coming up next.
You're watching The Ryan Silverfield Show, presented by AutoZone.
Another fun week in the books. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. We'll be back here late next Sunday night.
The Ryan Silverfield Show is presented by AutoZone. Next time you need a car battery, just pick it up. Visit AutoZone.com and select same-day store pickup. Just one reason why AutoZone is America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone, AutoZone. And by Conway Services, official HVAC partner of Tiger Athletics. Chick-fil-A, we didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich. RJ Young, technology solutions that power your business. Tennessee Lottery, turning dollars into dreams. This copyrighted telecast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Memphis. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the University of Memphis and Learfield.